Hi guys, David Texas here, and what you're looking at is a Chibson SG that is just, I can't describe, it's just unbelievably nice. I mean, this is a very, very good copy. Now, it says it's got Wilkinson pickups in there, and I'm not really sure. I won't be taking it apart to find out because I'm just going to do a setup on this. But I will play it and let the owner play it so we can hear what it sounds like. Those are real. If they're real, you'll hear it. You know, they won't be thin or microphonic. But right at the moment, it looks like they're kind of cocked in the inside the cuts here, or the routes, and they may be too tight. But we'll see if we can get these adjusted to the right height as well. Now, the frets on this thing are like brand new. Okay, there's no problem with those. Let me show you all this while I'm talking about it. You know, you can adjust them as, you know, fit with pressure with those little bushings. The only thing I am going to do is off the fretboard. Says never been done. Okay. And you know what I do with that, guys? I use linseed oil. I don't use lemon. I'm very much against lemon oil because there's citric acid in it. It breaks down wood fibers. From a guy that's been doing this for 50 years who taught me to never use it. Now, use it all you want on finished products like this that has a finish to it. Knock yourself out. Go to town on your furniture that has a finish to it. But any unfinished woods, you stand a chance of tearing those up later in its years. Okay, that's the last thing you want to do. Now, also, on each of these videos, I'm actually trapped myself inside my shop. I'm surrounded by guitars. Oh man, I'm trying to catch up here, guys, with all the stuff I got to do. You know, surround myself with guitars that are due out tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Well, what I always tell people to do is use linseed oil, right? Now, I've shown them the type, all right? Told them about not buying baked or boiled or whatever linseed oil that you can buy for $1 a can at your hardware store. Go to the trouble of going down to an art supply store and getting this Grumbacher's linseed oil. It's been filtered. It's the top grade, okay? I think it's the best it's made. And they also have it at Hobby Lobby. Now, it's not cheap. I think I paid like $19 for that. Darn it. And you can see quite a bit of it's already been used. I only had it for like a couple of weeks. Anyway, I go through one of these big ass bottles about every 3 or 4 months. But that's not meant that you do that. You buy a small one because you only do this every 4 to 6 months on your guitars. And that's only if, you know, it's got an untreated surface like rosewood or ebony. And you put it on there, okay? Let it sit for about 10 minutes. Let it cure into the woods. Right? Doesn't make any sense to wipe it right back off again. Let it set up for a while, then wipe off the excess. And again, I know it sounds repetitive, but some people just have never seen my videos. They always ask. It's to protect the wood, keep moisture in the wood, keep it from cracking, keep it from shrinking, which it will do, especially Chinese woods. They have a bad habit of that. I check out a couple of Rogue guitars from China I did that had I've been in a warehouse for a year, and the fret ends were sticking all out and cutting the crap out of everybody's hands, including mine. And so I filed them down. Now, you don't want that to happen to your guitar. You don't want the binding to pop loose on it when the wood shrinks. And you don't want the frets to pop out when the wood contracts and pops them out of place. Now, how can you tell if you have a bad fret? That the glue has come out or wasn't done behind it? Very simple. You take a piece of bone, like a bone nut. See that? And you tap on each of these frets, okay? Hear that tone? Now if it went like thunk thunk instead of, hear the difference? You hear that thunk thunk sound, you know there's nothing behind that fret, and you're going to have some problems. Now, is it an expensive problem to fix? No, it is not. All right? You simply buy a X-Acto knife. You go to Stumac and you buy one of those little bottles of number 10, very thin super glue. You buy a little stylus that goes on the end of that X-Acto knife. It's got a tip to it. And all you have to do, and all you have to do is take the tip of that stylus and touch it to that empty fret that has nothing behind it, and it'll suck that super glue right off that tip and right underneath that fret. It's just amazing to see it happen. And one of these days I'll remember to do that on video. So anyway, we're going to let this have a chance to cure, not bore you to death while it cures, so we'll cut away. Okay, so now we're back. We'll go ahead and take a clean cloth, a clean rag or paper towel, and take off the excess. And there wasn't much, but there's some left over. So I know this guitar's next been treated right. It'll last 4 to 6 months. Unless you live like in Arizona or California desert, you know. Gotta just take in consideration also if you live in a house with a furnace instead of just, electric heat or gas. Yeah, that all comes into play. It's all about the moisture in the air. Of course, these frets are just perfectly clean because it's a new guitar. Now, I was talking about earlier about these devices that suck in the glue, and here they are, okay? So this acts like an old-timey fountain pen, and you put this into your X-Acto knife stylus. You dip this into the super glue, just that little loop that you see there at the end of it. And that holds a drop of glue, and you take a tip up to the edge of the offending fret, and it just sucks you right in because there's a void there. And nature hates a void, or a vacuum, I'm saying. We're going to go ahead and string this thing up. We're going to be using these right here. What I'll do is take this string through, and I'll run it up to the second. Now let's get back in the groove here, guys. First of all, we're up to the second tuning shaft. It's kind of like it's a Bigsby. That's all it is. And it can be a real pain in the butt putting on these strings. That string wants to always come out of that little glue that holds them in. Alright, so we got a minimum of 2 there. Of course, this bridge has been set low as you can make it. And that, I'm sure, is to make sure I do my job and set this thing up properly. And one thing I skipped on the camera, and I should have done it, I should have shown how I gauge this thing on its neck. Alrighty? So, first things first, let's do this. Let's get a measurement on his neck and see what kind of shape it's in. Okay? It is just totally flat. Alright, no problem there. As long as it doesn't buzz, flat neck's fine. As long as it's not forward bowed on it. Okay? But right now it's going to buzz because the bridge is all the way down to the very bottom. And a lot of guys do that when they bring them in here, just to make sure I do my job. They'll lower it all the way, so I'll adjust the, I'll adjust the height as well as the intonation, because they don't want to do it for themselves, or don't know how to do it. So I'll make sure to, put all these in a row, okay, these saddles. Or just came that way from the shop, from China. They just left it alone, right? But a lot of guys do that, and I don't mind. I got to set this thing up properly anyway. And 9 times out of 10, they didn't set it up right themselves. Okay, that's why they bring it to me. But that gives me a chance to show you guys how to do all these different guitars. Because I do these for free, these setups. And right now I'm offering a new set of strings for free to get even more guitars in here. And I'm always looking for different models, okay? Different unique ones like older models or new Chibsons, like new Chickenbackers, things like that. I'm always looking for those to show you guys, what to look out for. Not only that, but how you can kind of semi-fix them up so they'll play better than what they do when they come out of China. Of course, this won't play at all because of what shape it's in right now. Alright, so I back it up just like that. It comes out a little holder as usual. Okay. And I start the twist. I gotta put pressure on this to hold it in place like that. So I hold the string up. And at the same time, I'm keeping it down inside the nut. And I'm making sure that the wraps are under each other. Okay, so we're back on it again. Guy can't pick up his little amp this weekend. So we're gonna have it for a little longer. Which is good, because it gives me a chance to run a little more tests on it before it goes out the door. I like to run these amps on a 24 run-up, or do a burn over the tubes. I want to make sure all the new capacitors I put on these amps, when I do that, they've had a chance to reform, you know. Get them in the groove, so to speak. Make sure there's no issues that I have not seen. It's always better, you know, to do those tests now than have your customer call you up and go, hey, something's wrong with my amp. You just fixed it and something's wrong with it. Again, knock on wood, I've never had that happen. You know, they've always been, you know, 100% out of here. In the years I've been doing this, I only had one amp brought back to me. And it wasn't my work. It's some damage that the guy done to it. You know, what's he got from me? It's a shame because it was a good amp. But you imagine that, all these years I've been doing this, I've never had an amp that I've failed to fix come back. You know, it's like, nope, not happening. Now, I may be slow as Christmas because I get a lot of stuff in here, guys. I mean, a lot of stuff comes through these doors. Especially amplifiers, because the longest thing is getting parts for them, okay? I mean, getting parts for some of these old amplifiers that are 50, 60, 40, 30 years old is just not the easiest thing to do. And the second thing is, I had a lady come in here. She brought me a 30-year-old Marshall amp head, and she wanted me to fix it for her husband's birthday. She had bought it used, it wasn't working, according to a friend that was a friend of his. Something's wrong with it, bring it to Dave, and he'll fix it for you. She wanted that thing ready by his birthday in 4 days. She went, well, first of all, that amp head is only 30 years old, okay? I don't stock tubes for it, number two. And number three, the parts that are required for it, I don't stock those either. Because I'd have an inventory of 1 million parts in this place. And that's not the way I run my shop. And that's why I keep it cheap. I mean, for a shop to have every single part that goes onto an amp, guitar, you know, a pedal, whatever it may be, that's all good and dandy for some shops, you know. Especially like a warranted repair shop, like a Fender representative, authorized dealer. But ladies and gentlemen, that's not what we are here, okay? We're not authorized dealer or repair shop. We don't do work under warranty stuff. That's not what we do. We save people money by doing it half price compared to other shops because there's a video involved. You know, follow me? Every time the amp or guitar comes in here, I require them to shoot a video for my YouTube channel. And that, helps pay a few of the bucks for these free strings. And I'll make a lot of money on this because, you know, views go up and down all the time on my channel. Sometimes I have 150,000, sometimes I have 5, you know. Depends what the subject is. But recently, they've been dropping because they've been 1.5-hour videos. You know, somebody brightly said, show us everything you do. Well, I did. And I lost viewership like it was rats deserting a ship, guys. Because there's nothing more boring than sit there and watch some, you know, jerk off string up guitars and try to teach you how to do it the right way. Of course, everybody has his own opinion. And everybody's, well, I can't say that. I don't want to say it's nasty. Anyway, we're just about finished with the string up on this guitar. And then we'll do a tune-up. And then we'll intonate it. We'll actually set the action on it first. because this action on this thing is so low, the strings are touching all the way up the neck. All right, so we're on the next step of this setup, and we got to raise up this this bridge. It's way too low, it's on the bottom. And what I do, I detune the strings so I don't break any, okay? And I get them all up and even to start. On this bridge, you get it level. I get it up to about where it can't be tuned. Well, it's starting to tune. The strings are starting to tune. And then I stop. And I'll tune it and then check the action on it, okay? And see where we stand. So, next thing to do is locate my snark, little snarky. And I'll use that snark on just about every guitar in the shop, you know, for a quick setup. And for that kind of job, it's perfect, you know. It does do, it does work well. Okay, so we're about there. You know, it's not in tune. It's going to go in and out constantly for the next, you know, few hours while I play it and work with it. But what I need to do first of all is check to see what that action is on the 12th to 17th fret. So excuse me when I take it out of the camera view. Well, I'll tell you what I come up with. Okay, so right now that's at 3/64 and 4/6. Anyway, here we go, guys. I've lost some of the videos from the work I've been doing. What I've done so far is to work the bridge back and forth 3 times and try to get the height right on it. So I retuned it just recently and I've lowered it. So let's check the action out and see if I got it low enough. That's right, 3. That's at 2. That's at 3. And that's at 4 up to 17th. So that's exactly where I want it to be. All right. Now let's get in tune. Okay, so that's in tune. Now we'll cut away when these things stretch. We'll come back and show you intonation on it. But right now the action's at 3 and it's at 3 and 3 and 4 and 3 up and down this neck. So that's more than low enough. And we'll check it real quick and see if there's any fret buzz. If there is any, we'll come back and change some things up. But right at the moment, I don't think there is. But let's just check. No fret buzz, so that's perfect. That's about as low as you want to go on this thing because you're going to get real close to the fret buzz issue, and we don't want to do that. Now, also, we're going to intonate it and set the pickups, and then it's ready to rock and roll. Well, while we're sitting there letting the strings stretch out, guys, we can always adjust the pickups to the right height. What we're going to do, whoa, hold on. Let's take a real close look at that. You can see that this is way underneath here, and this is supposed to be touching the string right above it, but it's way too low. When that happens, you lose all this tone. Your pickup doesn't have a chance to do what it's supposed to do and play properly. Check that again, it's getting close. And if you get too close, you clip it. So you want to do is adjust this till it touches, or as close as you can get it till it touches, like that. But you don't want it to touch the pickup when you play it, so you back that down a bit. Alright, so that's correct. That's pretty close. Okay, there we go. So now the pickups are back where they belong. Okay, well, we had it playing earlier, and it lasted about a minute before working the whammy bar and took it out of tune again. Of course, they are notorious for that. Okay, so it's adjusted, it's intonated, it's set up, everything's working on it, and it's going to play like a little dream once it gets back in his hands. Okay, so before I put it out of tune again, we'll shut it down, and next time I see it playing, he'll be playing it. Now, I called the owner up and said, hey, guitar's ready. And he goes, oh, that's great. How's the new nut? I said, new what? Yeah, the new bone nut. And I go, I'll get back with you. I can't believe this. Let me show you the guitar again, what it looks like. It's a beautiful guitar and very well made. Sounds very good too. Anyway, I had totally forgotten to do the nut on this guitar. I can't believe I did that. So we're going to remedy that real quick. We're going to get this done for him and out the door. All right. So first things first, we get the old nut off there. Okay, by giving it some gentle taps, see if it'll come off. Well, hang in there, guys. Well, I try to do this for the camera too. Hold on. So I can't get it to come free. I've already cut around it with an X-Acto knife. And as usual, Chinese, it really glues down all the way with super glue. So I go right to the middle, I get a little tap, and out it comes, right? As you can see, I have been there all day long trying to get the thing to slide out the side of it. As you'll look, every single bit of that's all super glued down. And to the back side is too is super glued. So what we gotta do is take a chisel that you've seen me use before and chisel all that old glue out of there, because a new nut will not fit and not adhere properly to old glue. Alright, so next step in the process, guys, is to take my little trusty rusty chisel, meant for doing just this same job, but even more important, get some light on this thing. And you're looking right at it now. And what I want to do is get that white stuff out of there. Alright, just like that. And when I do that, I'll end up creating a new trough for the new bone nut. But there is a lip here that the headstock created. The veneer for the headstock. A lot of people ask me, that headstock, how do they get so shiny? Is that a lot of poly on it? No. That's a totally separate piece of wood this thing is right here. Okay? That is not the wood that's actually part of the neck. It's an overlay. Especially for those ones that have the very ornate cut-in mother toilet seat. Okay? You just can't do that on a guitar neck, headstock. You gotta come off of it. Okay, here we go. Next trick is to take the old nut and the stock and copy its shape. Alright, the thickness is just about right, alright? I don't have to worry about the thickness too much. Sorry guys. I don't have to worry about the thickness so much as I need to worry about the shape and height, all that kind of good thing. Now let's make sure you know it's a plastic one and you see the holes in the mold. Alrighty. Now you can see it. Yeah. Alright. There's my rough end shape. And I'll be cutting out here in this margin over here. Alright, sorry. I'll be cutting in this margin over here, away from that line. It's not directly on it. And a little bit above this line here as well. Okay? A little bit above that line. So hang in there while I rough shape this in on this belt sander and change the camera up. We just got to fixing his SG with a new nut and a setup. What do you think?
I like it. Looks good.
Cool, cool. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Tom Townsend, and this is my SG copy.
Cool, cool. Let's hear some stuff out. Let's hear some clean. Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, we got the action set super low for him. Okay, here we go. Time to rock and roll. Nice, nice stuff. All right. Well, guys, any questions, give me a holler. Dave in Texas. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.